The alarm hadn't gone off yet, but the soft creak of the bedroom door told me someone was awake. I opened my eyes slowly, adjusting to the dim, early morning light slipping through the curtains. My coffee, please, and can you set the table? It was my son, his small frame barely taller than the bed, eyes bright and earnest, hair sticking up in every direction. I couldn't help but smile. Even before sunrise, he carried a determination that made mornings feel less like a chore and more like a quiet promise. I slipped out of bed, feet brushing against the cold floor, and shuffled toward the kitchen. The kettle hissed as it boiled water, the aroma of coffee beans filling the small room. My son leaned against the counter, rubbing his eyes, yawns so big I almost laughed. You know, he said sleepily, sometimes I think mornings are the best part of the day. Quiet, peaceful, just us. I nodded, pouring the coffee into 2 mugs. The steam curled into the air, warm and soft like an early morning hug. He watched me carefully, like I was performing some delicate ritual meant only for him. And in a way, I was. We set the table together. Plates clicked softly, spoons shimmered under the weak sunlight sneaking in through the window. He arranged the napkins just so, leaning forward seriously as if the perfect placement would make the day better. I like mornings with you, he whispered. Even if it's early, even if it's cold. I knelt down to his level, heart swelling. I like mornings with you too, I said, brushing a stray hair from his forehead. They're special because of you. Outside, the sky was turning from dark indigo to soft lavender, the birds beginning their first hesitant songs. It was quiet, almost reverent, the kind of quiet that reminds you that life doesn't need to be rushed. That these small moments, these simple tasks, hold their own kind of magic. He took his first sip of coffee, not too hot, just perfect, and let out a satisfied hum. This is nice, he said, looking out the window. I think today's going to be a good day. And I believed him. Somehow, in the soft glow of the waking sun and the warmth of a shared cup, I believed him completely. The morning had settled into a calm rhythm. The coffee cups were empty, the plates stacked, and the faint scent of toast still lingered in the kitchen. My son was already pacing near the door, backpack slung over one shoulder, shoes untied. Are we really going to the park today? He asked, eyes wide with excitement. Yes, I said, smiling at his eagerness. We'll take a little adventure before breakfast turns into lunch. The walk outside was a quiet kind of magic. The street was almost empty, the sun gently spilling over the rooftops, turning everything gold. The breeze whispered through the trees, rustling leaves that danced like tiny shadows on the pavement. He ran ahead, skipping over cracks and calling out imaginary place. I followed at a slower pace, watching him create stories in his head, imagining dragons and treasures between every lamppost and mailbox. Look at this, he shouted, pointing at a small puddle left from last night's rain. He jumped in it with one foot, sending water splashing in every direction. I laughed, shaking my head, remembering how simple things brought him so much joy. At the park, he ran straight to the swings, pumping his legs hard enough to almost touch the clouds. I sat on a nearby bench, feeling the sunlight warm my back. Children's laughter mingled with the sound of the wind through the trees. A mother called out to her toddler, and a dog barked at a bouncing ball. It was ordinary, mundane, yet completely perfect. Come on, slowpoke, he yelled at me. Push me. I got up, hands trembling slightly from a mix of cold and excitement, and gave him a gentle push. Higher and higher he went, hair flying behind him like a tiny flag in the wind. He squealed with delight, and I realized in that moment that these little things, these swings, these walks, these moments of pure joy were the memories we would hold forever. After the swings, we wandered along the small trail behind the park. He picked up leaves and rocks, showing me each one like a precious gem. I listened patiently, marveling at how he found wonder in the smallest things. Mom, he said after a while, voice soft, I think every day should start like this. Not rushing. Not worrying. Just this. I nodded, my chest warm with a happiness that couldn't be measured. I think you're right, I said. Maybe we should make it a tradition. He smiled, brushing a smear of dirt from his cheek, and together we continued down the trail. Each step was a story, each laugh a memory, each glance at the rising sun a reminder that life's most beautiful moments often hide in simplicity. By the time we returned home, the kitchen smelled of pancakes, and the day felt endless in the best way possible. We sat together, talking about everything and nothing, the quiet comfort of togetherness wrapping around us like a blanket. And I knew, deep down, that these small adventures were shaping more than just our mornings, they were shaping the heart of our everyday life. By the time the sun had climbed high into the sky, the house was filled with the quiet hum of routine. I was folding laundry while my son sprawled on the living room rug, drawing with crayons in a little notebook he insisted was very important. Mom, he said suddenly, glancing up at me with a serious expression, do you think today will be exciting? I smiled, brushing a strand of hair from his forehead. Exciting can be anywhere, you know. Even right here, at home. He pondered this, tapping his crayon against the paper. Then maybe we can make our own adventure indoors. I chuckled. Absolutely. What do you have in mind? He jumped up, dragging blankets from the couch and chairs, constructing a fortress in the middle of the living room. Pillows were stacked high to form walls, a chair became a lookout tower, and the rug was the floor of a castle far, far away. Every castle needs a queen, he declared, pointing at me with a crayon like a scepter. I played along, kneeling beside him, and together we fortified the walls, defending our imaginary kingdom from dragons, storms, and invisible invaders. Time passed in a blur of laughter, spills, and shouted commands. When we finally paused, cheeks flushed and eyes sparkling, I realized the world outside could wait. Right now, this small kingdom we built was enough. Later, as the afternoon sun softened, I found him staring out the window. Mom, he whispered, sometimes I wish time could just stop. Then I could stay in these little moments forever. I knelt beside him, heart full. I know, I said softly. That's why we remember them. So even when the day ends, they stay with us. He leaned against me, resting his head on my shoulder. The quiet tick of the clock, the soft rustle of leaves outside, even the faint hum of the refrigerator, it all became part of the magic. These were the moments that didn't make headlines or fill calendars, but they mattered more than anything. Mom, he said after a pause, do you think one day I'll have kids and make them coffee before sunrise too? I laughed quietly, holding his tiny hand in mine. I think you will. And they'll remember it just like you remember today. By the time the afternoon faded into early evening, the house was calm again. Dinner preparations began, the smell of herbs and roasting vegetables filling the air. We worked together, chopping, stirring, laughing at little mishaps, a spoonful of flour spilled, a carrot rolling across the floor. And as I watched him carefully arrange the plates at the table, I realized that these ordinary, gentle moments, coffee in the morning, castle forts in the living room, shared laughter, were the threads weaving the tapestry of our everyday life. Small, simple, but unforgettable. The sky outside had turned a soft shade of peach, and the gentle hum of evening wrapped around the house like a cozy blanket. My son and I had just finished clearing the dinner dishes, and he sat cross-legged on the living room floor, tracing patterns with his fingers on the rug. "Mom," he said quietly, his voice almost a whisper, "do you ever feel like the day just goes by too fast?" I sunk down beside him, watching the sunlight catch the golden highlights in his hair. "Sometimes," I admitted. "But that's why we hold on to the little moments. The ones that make us smile. The ones that matter." He nodded slowly, as if he was thinking deeply about every word. "Like when you make me coffee before sunrise," he said. "Or when we built the blanket castle, or went to the park, that's what I want to remember." I reached over, brushing a strand of hair from his forehead. He leaned against me, sighing contentedly. The house had quieted down, the soft ticking of the clock, the distant bark of a neighbor's dog, the whisper of leaves outside. The world seemed to pause for just a few moments. "Mom," he said after a pause, "do you think tomorrow can be like today?" I smiled, heart full. Every day can be something special. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. It's the little things that make life beautiful. He seemed satisfied with that, and together we sat in the fading light, letting the calm of the evening sink in. Later, as we tucked into bed, he whispered, "Thanks for today, Mom." I kissed his forehead and whispered back, "Thank you for making today so special." Even as I lay in bed later, listening to the quiet of the house and the soft breathing of my son in the next room, I realized something important. Life wasn't about grand adventures or extraordinary events. It was about these quiet, tender moments, the laughter shared over spilled flour, the warmth of a hand held tight, the soft sunlight falling on sleepy faces. They were fleeting, yes, but they left imprints on the heart. And when you notice them, you see that every ordinary day has its own kind of magic. As the night deepened and the stars appeared outside the window, I whispered a silent promise to myself to cherish these days, these moments, these tiny treasures that make our ordinary life something extraordinary. And in the gentle rhythm of the night, I knew that tomorrow would bring more laughter, more discoveries, more love. The day had been long, though filled with moments that made time seem both fleeting and infinite. By late afternoon, the golden sunlight had melted into shades of deep orange, painting the walls with warm streaks. I found my son sitting at the kitchen table, doodling quietly in his notebook, a half-eaten snack forgotten beside him. "Are you tired?" I asked, setting down a mug of tea for myself. He looked up with a small smile. "A little. But not really. Today felt important." I nodded, feeling my chest tighten with that familiar mix of pride and quiet emotion. "It was," I said softly. "Every day can feel important if we notice the little things that make it special." He leaned back in his chair, eyes drifting toward the window where the first stars had begun to appear. "Like the morning coffee you made, and the park, and the castle, and," he waved his hand vaguely, as if listing every small memory of the day. "Everything?" "Yes," I whispered, reaching over to squeeze his hand gently. "Everything is part of today. Every little thing matters." Later, as the sun fully set, we moved to the living room for our evening ritual, reading a story together. He curled up beside me, a small blanket draped over his shoulders, and we opened a worn, beloved book. The words on the page were familiar, but tonight they felt magical. When the story ended, I closed the book and looked down at him. "Do you know what the best part of today was?" I asked. He tilted his head, thinking carefully. Everything?" I laughed softly. "Yes, but also this. Just being here. Sharing the day. feeling connected. Those are the moments that stay with us, even when everything else fades away. He yawned, resting his head against my shoulder. I don't want the day to end. I kissed the top of his head. Neither do I. But we can carry it with us. Every memory, every laugh, every quiet moment, it becomes a part of who we are. And tomorrow, we'll make more. As we prepared for bed, he looked up at me with sleepy eyes. Mom, he whispered, thank you for today. I liked it. Thank you too, I replied, my voice soft, for making it beautiful just by being you. Later, lying in bed alone, I thought about the day, the early coffee, the laughter, the small adventures, the quiet reflections. I realized that life's beauty didn't always come in grand gestures. Often, it was in the ordinary, in the moments we almost overlook. The giggles over spilled flour, the impromptu fort in the living room, the gentle conversations at sunset, they were treasures hidden in plain sight. I closed my eyes and felt a deep sense of gratitude. For my son, for the quiet morning whispers, for the laughter and the lessons, for the ordinary day that somehow became extraordinary. And in that moment, I understood something I had always known, but never appreciated so fully. Life isn't just about big events or achievements. It's about presence, attention, love. The care we take in small moments is what makes life unforgettable. The stars outside twinkled faintly through the window, like little reminders that magic exists even in the simplest things. And as sleep finally claimed me, I whispered a quiet promise to notice more, to cherish more, and to never let the small, beautiful moments slip by unnoticed. Tomorrow would come, and with it, another day full of ordinary wonders. But tonight, I held today close, heart full, soul warmed, and a gentle peace settling over me.